Indiana Fever, finally back in action tonight. So am I. Hope everybody's doing all right. Big game tonight against the Minnesota Lynx. But before we get to that one, I do want to recap the game against the Seattle Storm really quickly because if you're a sub, you saw my post in the communities tab, you know the outcome. No surprise to me. Let's talk about it really quick. Caitlin Clark, 23-9, broke Tisha Panchero's rookie assist record. She'll break another record tonight, a franchise record, I'm sure, and plenty more to come before the season is over with. A lot of records broken already. We sound like broken records talking about the records that she's broken. We can move on. My favorite moment of the season so far came from Caitlin Clark in this game, and that was her on the sideline telling them to stop crying. That was my favorite Caitlin Clark clip. Caitlin Clark meme at this point gonna be used on this channel quite often because that's exactly what everybody needs to do when it comes to Caitlin Clark is stop crying. So I love to see her embrace that. If you saw my earlier videos about her pushing a button when we talking about the green light, listen, this is all playing out. Lexi Hall, universally voted as player of the game. She gets the game ball at least. No disagreement here. Game ball for Lexi, 6 or 7 from three, 8 from 10 overall, 22 points. Her family was in attendance. Everybody who's a Fever fan, we know she's been big in the fourth quarter all season long. Even the game prior, she was the only player to come off the bench and have a positive plus minus. This is just what she does, especially in the fourth quarter. So great to see her have that game. Her shooting has been up and down, but her defense has been consistent. Her effort has been consistent. So that was cool. Kelsey Mitchell could have easily have been the headline like Caitlin Clark and like Lexi Hull. She had 27 points, shot even better than she did in the previous game where she had 28 points on 50% shooting. So I believe she was the best two guard in the league last week. 27.5 points on 52% shooting. Defense was there, few steals, not just the steals, but timely steals, and some two-way action in general. Some spice. She had some leadership out there, some playmaking. Kelsey Mitchell was the best shooting guard in the league last week, in my opinion. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Um, that's all fine and dandy, right? Aaliyah Boston, though, unsung hero, in my opinion, the actual player of the game, the MVP of this game was Aaliyah Boston. Near triple double. She had to deal with McBagor. She had just neutralized Griner in the game before. So to see her go out there and get 15 boards, embrace the playmaking role. Remember when she was player of the week? She was going for those 20 and 10s, and everybody was like, that's the Aaliyah Boston we were used to seeing, even though we've never seen 20 and 10 Aaliyah Boston, not even in college. But they were saying that that's the way they didn't really care about the Indiana Fever. We knew they had agendas, right? Not just the media, but people on social media in the comments saying that's what they need to do is play through Aaliyah Boston. We know what that was really about, but she didn't embrace that. She embraced this is a pick and roll. It doesn't matter if I'm best at posting up. This is going to be a pick and roll and a play with pace team. So she embraced that role. She's doing great in it. Her getting 7, 9, 8 assists a game now. I mean, if you go look at the last 5 or 6 games, she's been doing this consistently a little bit, picking up those assists. So I love to see that. I love to see this evolution of Aaliyah Boston. All right. Nobody else really. Dantes, she did good. She did good. Samuelson and Smith, they were so. We didn't need them to do anything. We needed them to say that for the night against the Minnesota Lynx. So perfect. All working out perfectly. In a previous video, I think it was the same one where they won by that 1 point. I talked about Skylar Diggins Smith. And my exact words is she's annoying. She annoyed me that game. The way she kept walking around, calling for replays, and just her general mannerisms. The entire game annoyed me. We saw that play out in the court in this game. She's annoying. Remember, you heard it here first. I get ahead of a lot of the things. A lot of people are swimming in the wake there, man, picking up, old takes that I laid out a long time ago, and we're seeing it play out in real time here. I love to see that. She's annoying, okay? Let's move on. Minnesota Lynx coming off a back-to-back. They just played last night against the Aces. They just played 2 intense games against the Aces in a row. They played about 3 games in 5 days, I think. Maybe, this will be the 3rd game in 5 days. They played a lot. They've already played 4 games since the break. Put it that way. All right. So the Fever are coming in well rested. I did not have the Indiana Fever sweeping the Minnesota Lynx this season. And I don't think that the Minnesota Lynx are going to come into Indiana on September 6th, or go into Indiana on September 6th and beat the Fever. So this would be their best chance to win, even though it is coming on the second night of a back-to-back. But we'll see. Maybe they do get swept. They wouldn't be the only team this season that got swept. Ain't that right, Phoenix? They won't be alone if they do end up getting swept. But I do think that tonight is their best opportunity to win, despite what they've been through already. But we'll see. It's a rest versus rust scenario for the Indiana Fever. Maybe they come out in the first quarter a little sluggish from the 5 days off, or maybe they come out fired up and ready to just run them off the floor because the Minnesota Lynx did look a little tired in the second half last night against Vegas. So we'll see. We'll see. Definitely want to see them take this game. A big one coming up against Atlanta. Also, something that I got ahead of, Atlanta Dream. It only took me one game to see them and say that, yeah, they're probably going to take that spot from Chicago Sky. We're not really worried about the Sky taking the spot from the Indiana Fever at this point. But the Atlanta Dream, they might. And I said that after one game, right? And then they went on a 3-game series. You guys heard it. All right, I'm done patting myself on the back. Look, 85% of you guys are new watchers, so I just have to let you guys know that I've said some things in the past that have come into play here in case you're not subscribed and you want to hit that bell. But yeah, the Atlanta Dream, I saw it coming. That's going to be a team to contend with for the rest of the season. I thought maybe we would see some improvement from Dallas as well, now that they have some of their key players back, but we haven't seen that. So has come into play with Atlanta. That's not going to be an easy one, but not really concerned with that one as much. We do not want to lose to the Connecticut Sun, not only to avoid a season sweep, but that's personal. And if you know, you know, and you already know. You know what's going on there with DJ Carrington and everything. I surely do hope that Temi is ready to go by then. Dantes did do a good job stepping in, but Alyssa Smith is questionable in that Connecticut Sun game. So we might have to limit her minutes. I'm just saying. Unless she goes out there, drops a hard foul, nothing flagrant, just let her know no easy layups or a hard screen. Just lay the wood on DJ Carrington and let us know that you're really down with the squad. I need to know. Other than that, we'll pull in Demiris, we'll pull in Temi if she's healthy, and we'll get it done that way. Chicago Sky, I definitely don't want to lose what could be. I do believe that's the last matchup of the season between those two. I want to go ahead and wrap a bow on that. Caitlin Clark at this point, she's in the MVP discussion. Rookie of the Year has been over with. You notice I haven't even really mentioned it on this channel since the Olympic break ended, since the All-Star break, whichever one you want to call it, ended. That Rookie of the Year race has been over with for a while, in my opinion, and the discussion as far as Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has been over with. Rakia Jackson, she's on a come up. Camila Cardoso, super efficient. Listen, I'll talk about the Chicago Sky in a separate video. But yeah, all the other rookies, Cameron Brink and everybody, they're one discussion. Caitlin Clark, she's an entirely different one. Asia Wilson, Napheesha Collier, top 3 for the MVP, along with Caitlin Clark. That's the discussion that she's in. And so here on this channel, that's the only discussion that I'll have her in when we're talking about award races, because Rookie of the Year, you can go ahead and stamp that now. All right? Don't want to lose those games, is what I'm saying. Against the sun or the sky, really against anybody. But for sure, those ones, more so than the Atlanta Dream game. But listen, don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Want to focus on the Minnesota Lynx tonight, even though they're probably tired after a nice, stressful little 2-game series that they had against the Las Vegas Aces, including that game last night that looked like they were running away with for a while. Credit to the Aces for making it tight, making them work for it for both halves. But I am expecting to see a lot of Fever fans in the house tonight. I am expecting another great game. Actually, 2 great games. That Connecticut Sun New York Liberty game is going to be pretty good too for those that watch it. And I am expecting the New York Liberty to win that game. I'm not going to give a pick for the Indiana Fever game and the Minnesota Lynx game. No, 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 no. I'm going to let it just play out. All right, I'm going to pick Minnesota to take this game, guys. I'm just going to pick Minnesota. I'm biased. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that. I see the tomatoes being thrown at the screen, but I'm going to pick the Lynx to win this game and the Fever to win the next game on September 6th. In my opinion, that's how it's going to play out. I'm hoping that I'm wrong, and I will be here afterwards so you can let me know that I was wrong, and we can all celebrate the fact that I was wrong together. But right now, that's my pick. So I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. I will see you on another video. I am going to get to the Chicago Sky. Absolutely, because, I like Camila Cardoso. Some things need to be addressed. I'll see you on the next one. Till then, peace.